Hey guys, welcome back. So today I have for you the best of 2018 beauty products, and this is basically just my love list of products that I have used this year. There's gonna be makeup bits, there also is going to be skincare and a few bits of hair care. So let's start. So now the first product that I have to talk about is primer. Now my favorite primer this year was, no surprise, my Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer. What I really love about this product, which I have mentioned plenty of times, is the fact that I feel like it is also a skincare one, because obviously it has hyaluronic acid. So I love how it makes my skin look without makeup, but then when I apply makeup it just looks perfect. My skin looks really silky and it feels incredible, and I feel like it's such a luxury product. I mean, that's in my opinion every time that I wear it. So yes, best primer by far. Now it's time to talk about foundation. Now if you remember, or if you're a subscriber for a while, I mentioned my last year that my favorite foundation was the IT Cosmetic Your Skin But Better CC Full Coverage Cream. I hope. Either way, this year, yes, it is, but not alone. Actually, I love it mixed with my MAC Mineralized Foundation. I feel like now I have like the perfect foundation, because with the IT Cosmetic, I get the full coverage, and then with my MAC, I get that glowiness in my skin. I actually wearing them both today, and also because this is medium shade, and then this one I think is NC44. So this one is a little dark, this one is a little light, so when I mix them all together I feel like I get like my perfect shade. So these both are great on its own, because this one I think is more for like if you really like really tinted and very lightweight foundations, and then if you like something definitely full coverage, this one is. So I feel like that's why I feel like these two are just the best put on together. So yes, best foundation of 2018. Now when it comes to tinted moisturizers, I mean, there weren't much that I actually tried on, but of course I have to talk about my Bare Minerals, and this one is the Tinted Hydrating Gel Cream, which I forgot to mention, the Complexion Rescue one. And I guess what I kind of love about this one is that I use it on an everyday basis. Like, I love to use this to work because it's really hydrating, but also it's very lightweight. I don't like to splattering a lot of full coverage foundation when I'm gonna be a lot of hours working in, because I feel like I'm making just the worst mistakes on my skin. So that's why I kind of like tinted moisturizers. And this one, it really makes your skin look really bright and very glowy, and it's incredible. And actually I don't use any of my products, any of my tools to blend it in. I just use my fingers and that's it. So yes, my favorite in a way tinted moisturizer. Now when it comes about concealer, I tried a few this year, but I always go back to the same one, and I'm talking about my NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. This one was my favorite one this year, and it's because the fact that it's full coverage, but it really stays in place. It doesn't move, but by the end of the day, still looks great. I'm wearing it right now, and I really love that it really covers everything, but it still looks really natural even though that it is full coverage. I love NARS in general as a brand, but I feel like my favorite products from them are always our foundations and concealers. So yes, this is the best one that I have tried this year. Now when it comes to powders, again, I feel like this one was last year's as well, but I mean, what fix something that it isn't broken, right? And I'm talking about my Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder. Again, I know that now I think they made it with like, has like some glowiness, which I'm really looking forward to trying it. But again, I have so much left of this one that I really want to finish this one first, because I feel like if I buy something else I won't use it. And what I love about this one, of course, from Laura Mercier, is the fact that it's just, once you put it on your skin, I like to use it more for baking, and then my skin just looks incredible, and I kind of love that it holds in a lot of the cream products. So yes, best powder. Now this one, I consider it is definitely, I use it for contouring, but I also have used it a lot for bronze my skin, and I'm talking about the Fenty Beauty, one of their Mash Sticks, and this one is in the shade Truffle. Again, I use this ones a lot to contour my cheekbones, but I also use it a lot to bronze up my skin. And I think what I kind of love about this one in particular is the fact that once you put it on, it's really sheer, but then as you keep laying it up, you really create a little more darkness obviously on your cheeks. But I even have used this as an eyeshadow and I really love it. Again, this one is matte and I love that they have so many different shades and different finishes. I haven't tried a shimmery one, but I'm really looking forward to it. Although I want to try their concealer, which I think is the newest thing that they made. But yes, this one has been my favorite contour and bronzer stick. Now, when it comes to highlighter, as you know, is my favorite makeup product. I think I have used them on every form, but I feel like this year I was really more into the liquid one. So yes, my favorite highlighter this year was this one from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and this one is one of their liquid glow in the shade bronze. And this one, again, I love products that I can use multiple times or for a multiple use, should I say better. And this one, I actually use it obviously not only to highlight my skin, but I also use it a lot I can speak. I also use it a lot on my eyelids, which this is incredible because it's really thin, so I kind of love that it doesn't look clummy when you put it on your eyelids. And again, it really creates like this really JLo glow, which I'm always into it. And I also love the fact that it's really easy to travel with, and a little bit goes a long way. So this is gonna last you a lot because I feel like I hardly have, it looks like I hardly have used it, but trust me, I have used this so many times and it's still going strong. So yes, best highlighter. Now it's time to talk about blush, and again, I feel like this isn't a surprise. My favorite blushes this year, no doubt, were my Glossier Cloud Paints. I actually own 3 of them, which was Dawn, Beam, and Dusk, and I love them on their own. I like to blend them in as well, so I feel like I really love the payoff of these Cloud Paints. And I also have mentioned plenty of time that they catch a lot of the light, so they almost look like have a little bit of a highlighting effect, which I mean, I cannot complain. My favorite one by far was Dusk because I feel like it's the most natural one from them all. But again, they're so pigmented and I really love the fact that I can use them also as eyeshadows. And I believe that some people use them as well as lip tint. I don't, but I feel like, for example, just to use them on my cheeks and my eyes, they work perfectly. And yes, so beautiful. Perfect to travel in. Favorite blush. Now, when it comes to eyeshadow, which it's basically what I really love to use a lot. I haven't used a lot of cream ones, but if I can say which one was my favorite single eyeshadow or cream eyeshadow, I have to say it was this one from Glossier. This one is one of their List Start, and this one is in the shade Cup. I feel like what I kind of love is the fact that it's so easy to apply. It has this little doe foot applicator. You dab that in your eye, and then I use a little bit my finger just to spread them in. And I love it. This one is like a really copperly pink. I don't know, I really like sometimes in those days, but I just don't really feel like putting a lot of eyeshadows. This one just looks so beautiful on your eyelids, just gives you a little bit of that glitter, and I feel like it makes you look incredible. I wish I could have tried definitely more List Stars. I know there's almost like 3 or 4 shades more, but this one I feel like is so me. And yes, favorite single eyeshadow. Now, if we're talking about palettes, again, I feel like this isn't a surprise to you guys. My favorite one this year was the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. I think I have used this baby out so much. Obviously, I'm wearing it today. My favorite, of course, was Chaser, Sauce, Low Blow, Heat Devil, and Ashes. I feel like those were the eyeshadows that I mostly used this year, and I kind of love that it still looks like I'm gonna use this for years and years to come. And warm shades are basically just me. It's just my everyday pick when it comes to eyeshadows, and I feel like from all the Urban Decay palettes that I have on, this one is my favorite. I just feel like it's really easy to blend in with my makeup. Like I can put a bold lipstick, a nude lipstick, and it still works great. So yes, best eyeshadow palette. Now, when it comes to mascara, I also tried a few this year that I kind of like, but I feel like if I have to pick just one, has to be my Lancome Monsieur Big Mascara. Again, I'm wearing it right now and I really love it because it really creates like really big and clummy mascaras and clummy lashes, which is so me because I don't have naturally a lot of lashes, so I do rely on mascara that creates a lot of volume and thickness. So this one definitely does. Now, I do use the waterproof one because if I don't, I'm gonna have like really panda eyes by the end of the day. So obviously I went for the waterproof, which I love it. They also have, I think, colored ones, which I really want to try. But for right now, my favorite mascara this year was Monsieur Big. Now for brows, I feel like I should skip this bar because again, if you know me, you know the ones that I'm gonna talk about, and I haven't changed them and they still are 2 years strong. And I'm talking about my Anastasia Beverly Hills pomade with my Anastasia brow wiz. Again, if you look very closely, I hardly have hairs or at least pigmentation on my brows, so I do need desperately a lot of products that have highly pigmented, and this one from Anastasia, it always delivers. I use with a really thin angular brush, and then of course to create those little hairs on the beginning of the brow or to definitely blend everything in, I use my brow wiz. And I feel like these two are just like ketchup and french fries together. They just are perfect for each other. And yes, I wish I could have found another product, but again, I feel like because they work, I don't think I would change them. So now it's time to talk about lips and my favorite ones this year. I'm gonna obviously speak first about lip liner, which I'm wearing it. Again, no surprise, is my Kylie Jenner Dirty Peach. For a person like myself who have really dark lips, I definitely need something that really covers. And from all that I have tried, this one I feel like is the one that it looks the best. Again, coral pinks suit a lot my skin tone, and this one from Kylie Cosmetics is the one that it works, and I really love. The finish is so different from the liquid lipsticks, which I feel like there were two products made in different places, because this one is so smooth and it really glides on easily, whether I feel like with the liquid lipsticks they're a little bit dry and they don't look as good. So yes, this is my favorite lip liner of the year. And then if we're talking about lipstick, a nude and a bold, the nude one, again, no surprise here guys, you know that I have used this thing all year long. Still there's some left, and which I'm wearing it right now, and this one is from Fenty Beauty. This one is one of their matte mousse lipsticks in the shade Single. Again, coral pinks are so me, and this one I feel like it looks perfect with Dirty Peach on its own. I kind of love that even though that they're matte, they feel really silky on the lips. They're really comfortable, and again, they really punch out the pigmentation. That's why I love these lipsticks. And then if we're talking about bold, which I don't wear them on a regular basis, but every time that I feel the necessity to do so, I feel like this one was the one that really impressed me this year. And I'm talking about this one from Smashbox. This one is one of the Rouge Allure lipsticks and the shade Fireball, and look at that, it's like this gorgeous vibrant orangey red, which I'm not really gravitates towards to a lot, but for some reason I did, and once I wear it I just love how it makes my skin. I look like I'm just have like a full tan. It looks really beautiful, and I love to wear it when I'm going out at night. So yes, favorite bold lipstick. Now I feel like this wouldn't be complete without mentioning it. Two of my favorite tools this year, and I'm talking about obviously makeup. The first one has to be my beauty blender. I love this stuff. Basically, I live by this because I just don't use it to apply foundation. I also use it to blend in my concealer, to set in my highlighter or my powder. I mean, I can just go on and on. I just wet it a little bit. I also have used it dry. I mean, it's so versatile, but again, because brushes typically create a little bit of a rash around my nose because my skin is quite sensitive, I feel like with the beauty blender that doesn't happen and everything looks even and perfect. So yes, love my beauty blender. And then if we're talking about brushes, actually my two favorite brushes this year was these two from the Smashbox kit that I picked up. Both of them are eyeshadow brushes. One is for the crease, the other one is for the lid, and I used them today, and I love that they really packing the shadows and they blended in so beautifully. I was really impressed by it. It's funny because I picked up the package because of the fan brush. That was my least favorite. These two are perfect. I don't know if Smashbox sell them on their own, but they're perfect. Okay guys, so now I hope you're still here. I'm gonna try to be as brief as possible because this thing is gonna be forever. So yes, now it's time to talk about skincare, which there are a few products. The first one, my favorite makeup remover, and still is my Bioderma. Again, if you have sensitive skin, this thing is perfect because I mean, I have mentioned that to some people it dries them out. To me it doesn't, although I have combination skin. But what I kind of love is that I first use it to remove my makeup, then I use my cleanser, and then I use it after the cleanser to double check that my skin is clean. And again, I really love how natural it feels on my skin, that it doesn't have any perfume or anything added into it. It just feels like water love it. And then if we're talking about cleanser, again, no surprise, my Glacier Milky Jelly Cleanser, although I'm starting to use now a new one from Kiehl's, which I'm really loving it. But to be completely honest, this was the one that I used this year on repeat. I think I purchased it 3 times. So yes, because it really cleans my skin and it has helped my skin also with the breakouts. So yes, best cleanser. And now if we're talking about serum, my favorite serum this year, again, the Biosan Squalene plus Phytoretinol serum. I hope that I didn't butcher the name. This thing really impressed me. I mean, it is quite expensive. It's almost $90, but I see, like, you kind of see the point here. Once you put it in, I'm not lying, I think between 3 or 4 days I started to see a bit of a difference right here because I have a few wrinkles there. This thing is so good. Again, sensitive skin people, you're gonna love this. Obviously gives me the vibe to try more Biosan's products, although they're a bit expensive, but definitely was my favorite one. I think it lasted me like a month and a half, almost 2 months, but since I have tried others, I feel like this one, I have to say, was the best. And then if you're talking about night serums, this one is obviously it's more for the day, but I feel like I haven't had a lot of time with this one, but since I put it on, it has seen so much major difference. And I'm talking about the Pharmacy Honeymoon Glow, because if I could say, I also tried a lot the Origins Drink Up Intensive Mask. That one always is my favorite one, but I finished that like 2 months ago, and that one was my favorite as well last year. So if I'm including something new, this one was. This one has honey in it, and it's really hydrating, and I really love how my skin looks in the morning. Although, like I mentioned before, it stings a little bit if you have maybe like a breakout that you didn't cover, or if you shave your skin or something, you're gonna feel it, but I can live with that. But I really love how my skin looks when I wake up in the morning with this. Now, if we're talking about moisturizer, I actually finished it, but I think it was on my last favorite video, and it's the Sanive. I think it's called Collagen and Elasticity Moisturizer. Obviously, I'm gonna link it below. I think it costs like $6, and I love that because it has almost like a cooling effect, and I put it on my neck, on my chest. I mean, that thing lasted me almost like 3 months, and I really love how it makes my skin. I mean, it gives them a lot of bursts of water, which I think that's what moisturizer should do. But yes, that was my favorite moisturizer. And if we're talking about eye treatment, the one that I use a lot on the day was this one from The Ordinary, which is the caffeine solution, and this one really impressed me. I mean, it still has a little bit left, but this one, what I kind of love is that I thought I didn't need it because I don't suffer a lot from puffiness, but once I put it on my eyes, I definitely see a lot of the difference. It really wakes them up, and sometimes without even notice, I did have puffiness, but I always use this in the morning. And again, I feel like you need so little, and this thing lasts you a lot. So yes, this one was my favorite eye treatment in the morning. But if you're talking about night, again, I've used this one in the beginning of the year, and then I picked it up again at the end, and I'm talking about the Kiehl's Creamy Eye Treatment with Avocado. I mean, this thing, I mean, it is a cult classic product because it is. I mean, it's so thick and creamy. I think when I'm talking about treatment for my under eyes or even my skin, I love when the product is like that because I feel like it's gonna stay there and that skin is gonna suck all that moisture out. So yes, this one was my favorite when it comes to my eyes, and it's incredible. It doesn't hurt my eyes. I mean, it just does good stuff. Now guys, we're almost at the end. All that I'm gonna talk now is about hair products and we're done, so I promise you, please don't go. So yeah, so talking about the best shampoo for me of 2018, again, was this one from Bumble and Bumble, and this one is a straight shampoo. If you're a person like myself who has natural curly hair but likes it really straight, this shampoo is the one that delivers. I think what I kind of love is that it really softens up the roots, and when I put products or obviously just use my flat iron, it just makes everything so easily. And even though it is a bit of expensive, I feel like it lasts you a lot. They also have the conditioner, but I feel like with the shampoo you get the job done. And now if we're talking about conditioning, I like more the leave-in products ones because I really like something that it really treats in the dryness on my hair, and that one is the silicone mix, which I'm so happy that I find it again. If you remember, I did a video about it. It's the best treatment for your hair. If you really want really silky and very glowy hair, this is a thing that works. I think this is a product from the Dominican Republic. I don't know, I love it. And this one, I just leave it on my hair for almost like 5 to 10 minutes, then rinse it in with cold water, and my hair looks and smells incredible. It's my favorite leave-in conditioner ever, and again, it's so inexpensive, but it really pays off. So yes, best one of 2018. And then if you're talking about products that I obviously use to texturize or create looks, my favorite dry shampoo again is this one from Not Your Mother's. This one is the Clean Fresh Refreshing Dry Shampoo. What I kind of love about this one for 2018, I think 2017 I also mentioned it, is the fact that it's a really strong one. It smells insane, and look at that huge bottle. I love it. And if you're talking about texturizing spray, again from Not Your Mother's, my favorite is this one, which is the Beach Babe Texturizing Dry Shampoo. Now I do also love the hair cream, but the hair cream kind of leaves a little bit of a stickiness, whether I feel like with the texturizing shampoo it just feels almost like a little bit like the dry one. It just really feels in your hair, but once it dries up, it hardly leaves any residue in. And I also love the scent. It has like this coconut one, which it just, for me, it just speaks tropic. It just basically says to me home. So yes, this one was my favorite texturizing spray of the year. And now for last, I want to mention these two extra products because I do want to blend them in, but I feel like they're beauty products. So the first one is the Sally Hansen Airbrush Legs. Now actually this is makeup for your legs. Now I do have a little bit of bumps here and there for years of racing and all that, and sometimes if you look at my Instagram pictures you might think like, well damn, she does a lot of Photoshop on it, but to be honest, I hardly do them, especially on my legs, because of this. Basically, I just use a brush, blend this in, and my legs look like they don't have anything on them. So I kind of love it because this is basically just makeup for my body. I think they also have like a glowy one. I'm not into it that much because it really doesn't look as natural as this one, and this one also is waterproof. That's why I kind of like it, because I do live on short jeans. But yes, I have to mention this thing in this video because I've used this a lot, and I think I hardly ever talk about it on my videos. And now for last, if we're talking about fragrances, I think my favorite one this year, as you can see because there's basically nothing less, was my Miss Dior perfume. I feel like this is such a classic perfume. It's such a lovely scent. It's really feminine and delicate, and I really loved it, and I have used it in all places of my body because I really love Dior fragrances, but this one in particular I feel like is such a chic scent that I feel like everyone can own, even if you're young, even if you're mature. It just works great. And yes, this one was my favorite perfume this year. Well guys, this is it. These are my 2018 beauty favorites. I'm gonna try to link everything below, and yes, and this video was crazy long to keep rambling about, so I'll see you next time with a brand new video. Bye.